Hey, this is Sketchy, or Ricochet Staccato Coda as my channel name says. And this is a redraw of two of my oldest characters, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. So these two characters' names are Poison and Tigerlily. Now, Poison, the green one, he originally was this Minecraft OC. He was an Enderman, but the thing was, I made him like the first ever Enderman, and he had wings, and I kept the scar, but he had a scar over his face, and he was raised by Herobrine or something like that. And then Tigerlily was a pink Ender Miss, excuse me, and she was killed by Steve's in her original story. Now, I've kept the killing part, because she did, honey, she did. But yeah, so Poison, he's gone through a lot of design changes. I kept the main concept of his design, but he went from a weird winged Enderman guy to a My Little Pony unicorn to something similar to what he is now. So he has longish green hair, because I thought that was cool. I mean, there's not that much to say about him. I guess, well, I fixed this story now, so his backstory, as I said before, so Tigerlily was killed in front of him by these Steves, and they attacked him and knocked him unconscious. And then Herobrine came up and found him. This is the original story that I gave him. Now, the newer story that I gave him after that, it went along the same lines. Tigerlily died, Herobrine raised him, but he was a person this time. It took place in Miami, and Poison ended up working for Horatio Kane, because at that time I was obsessed with CSI Miami. And, so if you looked at my sketchbook, you'd see lots of pictures of Horatio Kane and Poison. And I had this for a while, where he worked for MYPD, or MPD, Miami-Dade Police. I had that for a while, and I had Eric Delco and the other chick, I forgot their names. I used to be able to name all of their names. And yeah, so I kept his glasses in his human design, because that was an original part of his design. I kept the vest, the bow tie. All I really did was, I also kept the scar. So the thing about the newer story is him and Tigerlily died. Not him and Tigerlily. Tigerlily died. She was murdered. In the newer story, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, so she was dead. So now Poison has to live with the fact that she's dead. And he misses her greatly because he liked her, but he never got to tell her that he liked her. And so now Tigerlily, I touched up on it before, but in her original design I tried to base her off of the 80s, and I didn't do that good of a job. So in my redesign, as you can tell, I really amped up the 80s. It's just, her design now screams 80s. And I just, from the windbreaker jacket, the hair, the earrings, and the pants, even her socks, now are 80s, because her old design, the only factors of her that were 80s were her bright colors, her earrings, and her hair. And it wasn't 80s enough. She didn't really look that 80s, because I also kept the boots and stuff from her old Endermiss design. And so these two have been friends for a while. They were childhood friends. And they knew each other all the way up to 19. Tigerlily is a year younger than Poison. And so she died at age 18 while Poison was 19. And Poison now has been researching to find a way to bring her back via science. Because Poison is a scientist, just like his parents were. The story with his parents I'll touch up sometime, maybe in a future video, if you want to see more of this. So he tries to find a way to bring her back with some DNA he has left from hers from one of her old brushes. And he could only do the test so many times before he runs out of DNA. So he has to be very careful. And he's even turned to try and use magic in some form. But this is the finished designs, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Maybe leave a like if you want to see more of this. Thanks. See ya.